Hey guys, presented by Prize Picks. Get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 and use the promo code LIGHTYEARS. Andy Liu, emergency podcast for to us. We weren't even planning to pod tonight. So for those of you who are wondering why we're not doing a live pod tonight, Andy and I have a dinner date. Yes, we do. It's the Light Years corporate retreat tonight. We planned this because we both have kids. This shit took a long time to plan.
It took a month and a half.
And of course, because JK, if nothing, is committed to ruining both your and my life, he made sure to sign it 1 hour before we were going. So what we're going to do is record a quick pod tonight for those of you just to get our immediate reactions. And then tomorrow night, we're going to do a big live show, let everyone sound off. So do not think we are going away from playback or doing our normal live stuff. It's coming tomorrow. I want to let everyone marinate on it. But, dude, this is too big. We got to get we had to do something when we saw this, you know? You just have to. Breaking.
We waited 3 months from this. You gonna read this tweet out for us, Sam?
I got you. From our guy Shams. Ending a summer-long stalemate. Jonathan Kuminga has agreed to 2 years, $48.5 million contract to return to the Golden State Warriors. Agent Aaron Turner told ESPN.
Really?
The deal has a team option designed for the contract to be ripped up and renegotiated in the summer. This might be Sham's most shameless tweet yet. This might be the most shameless one yet. The framing of this is just
it's spectacular. I mean, it's absolutely spectacular. He honestly could be ChatGPT. Like, he could just be a bot that just spits out whatever agents tell him to say with like a little twist that fits into the broadcasting network's wants, right? Like whatever ESPN needs, just throw it into the bot. Like, I don't even know why he has that job. Anyway, regardless, this is an amazing moment, I think, for Warriors fans. Sam, it is my opinion that the Warriors, if somebody wins, the Warriors definitely won in terms of what they wanted to get financially out of the negotiation. It's a 2-year deal. The second year is a team option, as Sham said. So really, it's a 1-year deal that the Warriors are going to move at the trade deadline, which is, I think, like sometime in February or something like that. So yeah, the Warriors get what they want.
He can't get moved before January 15th just to play out the exacts here. But I just want to back up here real quick. Okay. He signed essentially the deal they offered him on June 30th.
Yep.
The one that you and I called a bullshit offer.
Yep.
We waited all summer. He got them to add an extra year. They played everything out, and they come back to the initial offer. Did Dunleavy and Kirk win? Did they win this entire standoff? Making us sit here the entire time just to get Kuminga on the number that they wanted, because I think you and I are going to have to agree this is a more tradable contract than the other one. This is the most tradable contract they could have got, because it's technically a 1-year deal. He could be used expiring contract. A team who does not like him could take him in January just to get off of money. Or if they decide they like him, they don't have to rip it up. It's a team option. They don't have to do anything. They can just sit there and be like, that's cool, but we're going to pick up that option and keep you at that number. And then in a year's time, we're going to deal with it.
Yeah. Look, this isn't, hey, I've been wrong before. I was wrong because I thought they were going to trade him, but he's not going to last long enough for them to quote unquote renegotiate and rip up that contract. That's not going to be an option for the Warriors. That will be an option for someone else. Hopefully the Milwaukee Bucks or something like that. So that won't be something the Warriors will be dealing with next summer, Sam. But for the purposes of what the Warriors tried to get out of this, you're I think absolutely right. I mean, like, Mike Dunleavy got what he wanted out of it. Do I think the players are necessarily happy with what's happened? I mean, we saw the media day yesterday. We did a freaking hour-and-a-half show last night on the players. They don't seem happy, but hey, We're here. When does Al Horford walk in the room? Because I'm ready for
Tomorrow.
that. Let's go. Let's go right
Tomorrow
now.
we get see
Right.
Horford at Warriors practice, gray hairs and all.
Go.
He'll fit right in with you and me and Steph and all the old dudes. Come
on.
Do you think Steph? Because like I've been marinating on it since podcast last night. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, damn. Of all people, Steph was like the most angry. Draymond and Jimmy, they did what they played it political. They're like, support the player. We're sure it's get figured out. No drama. These things are tough. Like they said the quote unquote right things.
Yep.
Steph went up there and basically called Turner a clown. And then, I mean, he doesn't talk like that. He doesn't like that's about as forceful as you're going to see Steph in that scenario. I do wonder if his taking to the mic and doing it that way was what got JK to be like, all right, this is the best we're going to get. Let's just do it. Let's just call it a day. I'm taking the W away from Dunleavy and Kirk, and I'm giving it to Steph.
I have to see. That's a better way to put it. That's a much better way to put it. I would hope that is true. Yeah, I if that's the case, I wish Steph had done it earlier. But hey, we are here where we are, and now it puts them in a situation where now I'm fascinated to see what the team looks like when Kuminga does walk through that door. Like now I'm fascinated to see like what actually happens when he is at practice and are things bought in. Sam, the drama is over at the same time. I gotta admit, man, feels like the drama has just begun because that's how it is in Warriors land. But what
a tease. What a tease.
Yeah. No, I think the Warriors won this one, man. Like they got what they wanted out of it. This is a best case scenario outside of them trading and getting a player out of it. So I'm sure we'll do, not today, but I'm sure we'll do in the next couple months, like who they can get with the contract, the rumors and all that stuff. But for now, as Warriors
Miles
fans,
Turner talk. Get back to our old friends.
What was Miles Turner's contract looking like in Milwaukee? But
25 a year, buddy. Matches perfectly.
Wow.
Although I have a feeling there's someone else in Milwaukee that they want just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just Sam sources. No one else has heard this. Just Sam sources.
Yeah.
Now, can we go back to it real quick? I actually do. Yeah. You gave me a non-answer, and to be fair, I gave a non-answer. Do we give the Warriors front office credit for this? Because I've been pretty critical of them all summer. I thought this was a clown show. I thought the standoff was unbecoming. I think it's going to have negative impact on them. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't have negative impact on them. Maybe in 2 weeks, we're going to pretend this didn't happen, and they're just going to look like a normal team. They're going to look like the team that had good chemistry post All-Star break. Because I think if we get post All-Star break vibes, I'm a happy man. That was good basketball. Not perfect basketball, but like good vibes, right? But I guess we'll see because this summer was long, man. The summer was long. But they did get him on the number that they wanted. So did they win? Is it worth it? Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
I feel like the answer is like ask Steph and Draymond and Jimmy. I feel like that's the answer. I feel like it's like those guys are going to say, is it worth it? Because I guess technically if you want to like at a broader level, it didn't really change anything. They still got Horford. They still got Milton. They still got GP2. I think the news is that they technically, the reports are they technically cannot sign Seth Curry until November 15th. So maybe if you were to argue Seth Curry is that big of a deal, but I don't think he really is because of the hard cap and stuff like that. So they technically can't sign him until November 15th, something like that. So I guess if that matters to you, then that's not a good thing. But to me, like, yeah, man, to answer your question, they did get what they want out of it and nothing really hurt them in the end outside of, I think, what you can't quantify, which is if Kuminga had signed early, they could have been bought in all summer long and they would have gone into camp as a cohesive team. It doesn't feel that way right now. So that's to me, and I don't know how you quantify that, Sam. So I guess,
I think the answer will be in January. I think they made the summer uncomfortable. Both sides made the summer uncomfortable, to be clear. I didn't love the way the Warriors handled it. I certainly didn't love the way Kuminga's camp handled it. But end of the day, the Warriors got him on the number that they wanted. The next 3 months are going to tell us if that's going to give us a locked in JK, because he has every incentive to be locked in. Both sides have every incentive to make this work. JK, you want to go somewhere else? The best way you're going to get somewhere else is by locking in, doing what Steve Kerr wants for 50 games, and you'll be traded. Warriors, Steph, Steve especially, by the way. Steve, you want him moved for a player that you like? You're going to have to figure out a way to get him on the floor and be productive for, even if that's a 20-minute per game bench scorer. You're going to have to figure out a way to get him in the rotation and not DNP him and have him help the team, even if it isn't a defined role. But both sides have every incentive to make it work for 50 games here, 40 games, whatever,
40.
It's half a season, right? Like half a season. It could be 37 games. It could be 49 games. It doesn't matter. Half the season, they have to make this work. Everyone has to be a professional. I have no doubt Steph will be a professional. I have no doubt Jimmy and Draymond will try to make it work on the basketball court. I was going to say I have no doubt Draymond will be a professional, but I do have my doubts for different reasons. But I don't have a doubt he's going to try to be a good teammate, make it work on the basketball court.
I didn't realize, because I only brought this up a few times, but Kuminga and Aaron Turner did, because I never understood why they wanted 2 years or 3 years, because to me it was always like, dude, don't you guys want to leave the Warriors? It's very clear. Take the 1 year because the Warriors want to trade you. Take the 1 year and leave. So to me, I never understood that.
But you understood the player option, right?
The third year, if you can get all three, but it's like the Warriors aren't going to give you three, though.
No,
right?
but even
I understand the player option. Yeah, I get it. But at the end of the day, it's like the Warriors want to get rid of you too. To me, it's like the Warriors do not want you here. Like, it is very clear that the Warriors do, unless Steph and Steve and all these guys are gone, then sure, Joe Lacob can build the team around you and they can win 20 fucking games a season. But it's like, to me, it was always like, hey, Kuminga, if you want to be on the Kings, if you want to be on the Charlotte Hornets, if you want to be on a 5-win team, which it's very clear you do, take the 1 year, man. Like, and if you're going to take the 1 year, take the one that pays you more, not the $8 million, take the 25. So, or 22, whatever it is now. So I'm glad that they turned around and realized that they finally, or maybe they realized it all along and they just wanted to waste all of time, Sam. Cause the funniest part is the Warriors, they did, I guess, quote unquote, bump their offer up, but at the very end, they're just like, dude, we're not giving you three. Like, we're not doing
I feel like that was always going to be the case, though. Like, if it was a matter of increasing it by 5%, like 21 to 23, it's a done deal. It was going to be a done deal, So, like, maybe they had to do that just so Turner felt like he got a win at the last minute. Like, we've all been parts of negotiations where you essentially get things on your terms, but you make a small concession so that they feel good when they go back to their team. That's what that felt like to me. That's what that feels like. But yeah, undoubtedly, like, we'll pivot to this in a second.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting 40 to 50 games because, to me, the way this is being framed is there's no more Joe wants to keep you. It seems like everyone's on board with moving him. And maybe that's foolish and naive on my part, because God knows I've been burnt by that logic in the past. But it seems like now everyone's on the same page, and that page is let's try to make this work for half a season, and let's see what happens at the deadline.
All right, let's get into that in a second. Before we do that, Light Years Podcast, we are brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the only app that offers stacks now. Meaning, dude, you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup, which is, to me, the easiest picks in the world. If you want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, touchdowns, because he is the entire Bills offense, go do that. Put them on the same lineup. If you want to do that with CMC, go do that. Easiest thing ever. Build the lineup. Pick more, pick less on few player stats for your shot to win. All you got to do, download the app today, use code LIGHTYEARS to get $50 off in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code right there on the screen. That is code LIGHTYEARS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
It is good to be right. You know what else is good? Feeling good in your underwear. Feeling comfortable, not feeling like it's bunching up on you, not feeling like it's too loose, you're swinging around, whatever it may be. And that's why I wear Skims. Skims, by far the most comfortable underwear I have ever owned. I would recommend it to every person I know. If you're looking for boxer briefs, you're looking for the perfect pair of underwear, get some Skims. I'm wearing them right now. That's why I'm podcasting at such a high level, guys. So, guys, Shop Skims Men's at skims.com. Let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu. Guys, Skims Men's at skims.com. Select podcast. Let them know we sent you. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. By the way, if you're listening to this right now, again, Andy and I going to the Lightyear State of the Union address tonight. Lightyear's corporate summer is corporate retreat, right? We'll call it a corporate retreat.
Oh yeah.
But we'll be live tomorrow night. I want to hear everyone's opinions once Al Horford's in camp, once Kuminga's in camp. Kuminga should be at practice tomorrow. It's going to be exciting stuff. Everyone's going to get their chance to voice off tomorrow night on playback. Check out that. Before we move on here, I kind of want to go in on one other thing here, which I think is kind of funny to see here. You're looking at the framing here. It's so obvious everything here is about getting him traded. I guess my question for you is, what does success look like over the next 50 games? We know the deal now. We know the deal. The deal is everyone's going to try to make it work so he can get on to another team in January. We can discuss what those options might look like at a later date. But what do you want to see from this team going into camp, out of camp, and for these first 3 months, as we now know he's on the roster in a situation that clearly is like a short-term thing to get everyone where they want to go?
Yeah, I actually don't. Now that this has happened, because I feel like we've been waiting for so long, I actually don't know what the exact thing I'm looking for Kuminga is. Because I know they're not going to get the Sean. So let's not bullshit around. He's not going to do the Sean Marion thing. He's not going to defend. He's not going to rebound that way. He's not going to do what the Warriors want from him. So the question is really difficult to answer. So I'm I don't know exactly what it is, because if he's going to go do his I'm going to shoot all these mid-range jumpers and I'm going to brick and I'm going to not play defense, not going to rebound, then he's not going to play. So it's really, I actually don't know how they thread the needle on what he needs to look like for them to trade him for a good player. And I think that's what makes this situation so difficult. So I don't know, maybe you can help me, dude. I actually don't know what the best case scenario for him to look like, because I don't believe the best case scenario is possible.
I think, honestly, Al Horford might be the biggest player who's going to swing Kuminga to being effective. What lineups has Kuminga been most effective in on the Warriors?
Well, shooters around him.
Draymond at the 5. Draymond at the 5, shooters, him at the 4, essentially taking advantage of an empty paint with good passers around him. So he gets a lot of dunks and layups, uses athleticism, but in an open court, right? That's how he's been most effective.
Yep.
But we also know you can only use Draymond at 5 so much until he dies. And so that's been kind of their problem. They keep trying to make this Kuminga thing work, but because he has limitations as a player, you literally have to kill Draymond to make him work, right? Which is kind of the reason he's not a franchise player. He's a bit part player who can help you in specific segments, specific looks, right? He can take advantage of an open court. He can use his athleticism in one-on-ones, right? So if you have enough spacing around him, sure, he can be effective that way, right? So what's their issue been the past few years? It's either if they either play Draymond at the 5 and it works until his body gives out, or they put Looney in there and then you just can't play JK, right? So what I'm saying is Al Horford at the 5 is going to make Kuminga look amazing. And it's going to be mostly because Horford is a versatile, high IQ player who's going to set him up. But he's going to be the beneficiary of it. You know what it's going to look like. Kuminga is going to have games where he gets 20 points on 12 shots, 8 for 12, 4 for 6 from the line, 20 points right there. But it's going to be because, Horford's on the 3-point line. He's a good passer. Steph sets a back screen. And he's using his athleticism to take advantage of the IQ and the skill of the old guys, right? I'm not even saying it as an insult. I'm saying Horford, because he's a very good player and uniquely does a lot of the same things Draymond does, but he's a center. I think that's the best way to do it. So I don't know who Steve's going to start or how he's going to build his rotations. And God knows he's going to tell us about combinations until I want to pull my hair out. You can just hear it right now. He's like, you got to find the right combinations.
You know
what I'm saying? If you want, he can help this team with scoring punch when Jimmy and Steph don't want to have to kill themselves. And they might have a couple front court pieces to allow him to do that. Even if you look under the hood and you're like, yeah, but that's all creation from Steph and Horford and Jimmy and like these other guys. He's still going to be the guy who's like the quote unquote workhorse of it. And I think that's how both sides win. He puts up 13 points in 21 minutes. And there's people who watch that wonder why he doesn't play more. He has higher efficiency because he's just kind of operating in the dunker as a cutter, that sort of stuff. And the Warriors get what they want, which is he helps them in the short term and he looks better as a trade chip. Is that copium? Is that hopium?
I think so. I hope that comes to fruition. I just think this summer has done a lot of damage too, in terms of like, what is Kuminga's mindset? Like, is he actually going to come in and quote unquote buy in, or is he going to be like, all right, well, I'm going to get traded in January anyway. I don't care. Like, I from what everything you hear about him, like, I've not seen an inkling of him being a mature basketball player. So I'm not going to believe it until I see it. So we'll see. Yeah.
I'll say this. He has done the things I'm saying in spurts for this team. He has also done what you're saying, which is like the immaturity comes out where he does it for 5 straight games and then decides it's time to get my Kobe on, Like it's been kind of the same thing. I guess my hope is if he can keep his head locked in for half a season, he's going to get what he wants. You want to get to the mid-range, get to the dunker for 50 games, dude. Like you want to, and I hope after this summer and with vets around him and everyone just being honest about it, like we're trying to get you Chicago. We're trying to get you DC. We're trying to get you there. So just do it for half a year and everyone wins. You get your 30 shots a game and, we get, I don't know, PJ Washington, or he's not either of those teams, but like, you know what I mean? Like they want a player who has less explosive upside, but more predictability.
Well, I think Mike and Steve want that player. I think you hit it right on the head though. They got to be honest about it, because the fair for me in terms of how they thread the needle is, what if he does fit and they win a lot of games and Joe Lacob's sitting there like, why would we trade? He looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. I mean, we talked about this. We talked. I look, again, he's not going to play that role that well where he's so good at that role they need him. AKA he's not going to do the Sean Marion. I'm just saying, like, what if he fits the role well enough to what you just said, where Al Horford's such a good fit that, dude, like they're a 600 or 580.
What if he does
like,
what Mathurin? What if he does what Mathurin did for Indy, which is essentially he does that role just with a little more consistency. Same flaws.
They're the same type of player, same flaws, actually. So it's actually Kuminga's way bigger, but it's like, I get it, right? Like sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. If he plays well, he plays. If he doesn't play well, you don't see him like the whole game
in the fourth quarter.
My fear is that it just is so messed up, because it's like if it does go really well to what you're saying, then why mess it up? Why trade him? So I think it'll all sort itself out. I think I'm just getting all hung up on it. But end of the day, like if they're winning games, that's all good. That's all good. But that honesty part is the truth, because I just don't think it's never been to the point where it's, we want you gone, you want to be gone, let's figure out how to get you gone. I don't think they've ever had it like that, right? Like that's not ever been. This is the first time. And so I guess my final thoughts on this, I don't know about, where your head's at is, this summer was ugly. Ugly can go two ways. Ugly can go, all right, I need to make a change. I didn't like that. I did not like what I just went through this summer, so I need to play more ball with the Warriors. Or ugly can be, fuck them. And then Steve DNP's him, and then we're in an even worse position, I think it's one extreme or another, but I could argue in favor of the Warriors here. You kind of needed that just to force everyone to be real. Yeah. Again, that might be hopium. That one I agree with. That one I think is something that could end up well for this, where it's gotten so toxic to the point where it's like, hey, everyone's just because like if he signed this 2-year deal that's been sitting here for months, if he signed this in the beginning, and the good vibes that I keep talking about, like maybe the trade doesn't happen. But no, I think it's very clear when you say some shit like, hey, give me a 3-year and I'll buy in. If you say some shit like that and you can see Steph's reaction, like you're gone, right? So you know what? I'm in. That's a good way to end.
There's no coming back. You think there's no coming back? I mean, there really shouldn't. There really shouldn't. I know Joe's going to say around Christmas time he really matured. It's a different guy after the summer.
Don't say that shit, dude. Don't ruin it. I'm on a high.
Right, let's go. I'm gonna get ready for the Light Years corporate retreat here.
Go. I need a drink.
Guys, appreciate everyone. Subscribe, rate 5 stars, and most importantly, join us tomorrow night after Kuminga has joined camp, after Al Horford has joined camp, after DeAnthony Melton has ridden the Peloton because he's probably not cleared to play basketball in a 5-on-5 setting yet. And quite frankly, he shouldn't be, just given his injury. Guys,